Now, this is one I've been wanting to talk about for a good while. And I did watch the anime, even though I wasn't that interested in the anime, because I've already read the manga and finished it. And I guess that's one of the downsides, because in the past I used to complain about why don't companies try to animate mangas that are already done. And when they do, I'm like, well, I've already read it, it's done, I know how it's going to end, so why would I want to watch it? But the hypocrite. A hypocrite. What is wrong with you, dude? You were just complaining about this, about wishing that Warner Studios would animate stories that are already completed. Yet here you are on the fence whether or not you want to watch it, even though you enjoy the story. And the story is called If My Wife Became an Elementary School Student. I remember when this came out. This was announced around the same time with My Wife Has No Emotions. And believe it or not, I was more excited for My Wife Has No Emotions than this one because I actually enjoyed the story more with that one because the lore and the world building and stuff and the backstory with the Mina series, so the robots and stuff, more fascinating. This one was just a story about a second chance and letting go and also enjoying what is right in front of you. That is My Wife Became an Elementary School Student. It's a story about a family, a wife, a husband, and a daughter. They lost the wife/mother years ago, and ever since then, things have never been the same. The husband is gloopy, drowny, feels like he's stopped in time. The entire family feels like they're stopped in time. He seems to can't look up, smile, or do anything. And then you have the daughter who is also trapped. She's staying home with him, can't, afraid to open up, completely shy, broken in, and just can't do anything, not functioning correctly, until one day an elementary school student girl shows up and says, "Hey, it's me, I'm your wife." She was reincarnated, apparently. She had a little accident where she hit her head, and then now she remembers her past life. So now she's inside of this little schoolgirl and is trying contact with her old family. And this is where things are given a second chance. The regret. Imagine you are young or you're in love or someone who changed your life dramatically, and then you lose that person. We lose people every day, but it determines how close we are. It will determine how we change as a person, most of the times, anyways. And with this, they lost their wife/mother too soon. She was a highlight of their life. They were antisocial, not that uphill, sunshine, and rainbows kind of personality, but the wife was. So she spread her sunshine along with them, and they enjoyed it until she left. And there ain't no sunshine when she's gone. And it's been like that for years, till she showed up. There, of course, you'd be skeptical about it, but she showed proof about everything, memories, and knew what was going on inside their house, everything. So, yes, this was indeed their wife. And with that, they accepted her. Finally, their lives were finally feel like it was moving back on. The gears starts to turn. Everything is now in motion. They're enjoying each other's company. They're laughing, even though it's strange. This strange child keeps visiting their place every single time. And of course, we bring some whispers, but they try their best. Imagine out of nowhere you see this family just taking in this little girl who already has a place to stay, and she's just being with them and stuff. It's like some society that's freaking weird. But believe it or not, there'll be times where you'll have a little boy going to visit the old man in his neighborhood, to spend time with him, whether it's watching TV, working on a project, helping her out around the house. You'll be surprised. That stuff still happens in today's age, where people find closer companions in someone else's house. It could be weird, and it can turn into a weird situation. But sometimes, most of the time, it does not. It's just wholesome companionship and stuff. And that's just how it is. But how people see it. Now, as the story goes on, with over 100 chapters, some things happen. With this, the wife who has to still live the normal life of a schoolgirl, going to school, living with her actual parents at home, and also trying to spend time with her old previous family and everything. There she sees the damage that has been done after she passed away. How people perceived or how they saw her death and stuff. and how some couldn't move on. Some personalities completely changed and stuff. She realized the impact of what happens when someone leaves, especially if they were a very vital part of their lives and everything. So that you got to see that. And plus stuff going on at her own home too, with the previous girl, well, the current girl's body that she's in as well. She's seeing now what her own mom is also going through, and how a broken home can be anywhere as much as a happy home could be anywhere. It just happens and everything. People make decisions, whether it's intentional or unintentional, and bad or good things can happen, determined on life. You know? Shit happens. But with that being said, this story is, like I said, is about moving forward, catching up, moving forward, and letting go of regret. Especially letting go. Or more like, I'm trying to phrase it as in, they learn to get a second chance. Then they have to learn to let go. Then they have to learn to move forward. Because when it comes to these kind of stories, you already know how they end. Eventually, they have to say goodbye to the wife/mother. Because that's how it always ends, They weren't truly meant to be in that world. And there's more to the story than I wish to spoil. But yeah, there definitely is. But as time goes on, the wife realizes that there's things that are happening in their lives that the husband and daughter are completely oblivious of, because they can't move forward or on, because they're now with their wife/mom, but the mom is realizing, hey, there's people in your life right now that do care about you, that do love you, that want to be married to you and stuff, but you can't move on because you're so fixated on me. And yes, you're happy that I am here right now with you, but she's not meant to be there technically. She should be there technically. She should be on in the afterlife. While she's there, you do figure that out as time goes on. But the family can't let go. So once again, the middle part is learning to let go. And when they learn to let go, they were able to move forward and with their lives. Now, I kind of did not like the ending. I did, but did. There's one scene in the ending I did not like. Like, are you kidding me? I'm like, yes, in a way he moved forward, but not the way the wife wanted him to move forward. And it was like, really, dude? You can't do that? Like, come on. It was like it was this entire build-up to something that I was kind of looking forward to. But instead, it was a total fake out at the end. And like, ooh. That teed me off so badly. Like, I actually axed out of the tab when I saw that scene. Like, yo. And then I had to go back into it and stuff, reopen the tab and say, okay, let's finish this. Let's get through this. I didn't like it, but I think that's the reason why. Like, not everything goes the way you plan. In the end, the wife did have a plan for them. A plan of how she wants them to spend their lives when she moves on as well. But not everything can go as her plan either. And that's just how it is, Every individual has their own free of will. And you may want this for them, doesn't mean they're going to take it. And because you may think it's the best for them, doesn't mean it is. And if it is the best for them, it's up to them to decide whether they want to take it or not. So after I started to sit there and actually think about that, I'm like, I may not like it, but I think that's the point. And stuff. So yes, I give this not only a must watch, but a must read as well if you want more detail of it. So the anime, in a way, is very short with this amount of episodes. But if you want the full detail of the story itself, I recommend you read the books. Very good. So yeah, this had a little controversy about it because the title and everything, especially how Japan usually is with their questionable works. You see why a lot of people didn't feel welcoming to this, but when they sat down and actually gave it a try, like, this is pretty wholesome, and this makes you think. So what else more can you ask? It's not that kind of anime, okay? But anyways, you can just tell by the art style it's not that kind of anime when you really think about it, That certain questionable kind of genre has a certain art style to it where you can tell, but this one doesn't. So there you go, that. Hopefully that gives you more ease of mind and just give it a try. This is very, very good. Definitely a must-read for me. So, with that being said, I'll end the video here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, of course, hit that bell icon. This has been Madcrownxox, signing out.